Welcome to podcasts, recorded live at the Center for Spiritual Living in Portland, Oregon. We have many programs, classes, and workshops developed just for our online audience. To find out more, go to our website at cslportland.org and look under the Online tab. Our mission is to open hearts, ignite minds, and make a difference. If you'd like to support our center and its video podcast, you can donate online at cslportland.org/donate. Allow us to become part of your extended spiritual community. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are most welcome at the Center for Spiritual Living.
Let's all stand and get ready for our opening song. It's called I Am One. This is a call and response song, so I'm going to do the calling and Marcy will do the responding. You can do whatever part you want. I am one with the Spirit of love.
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 I open my heart, I open my eyes.
Open my heart, open my eyes.
I let love be my guide.
I let love be my guide.
I am one with the Spirit of love.
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 I open my heart, open my eyes.
Open my heart, open my eyes.
I let love be my guide.
I let love be my guide.
Joy, I am one with the Spirit of joy.
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 I open my heart, open my eyes.
Open my heart, open my eyes.
I let joy be my guide.
I let joy be my guide.
Peace, I am one with the Spirit of peace.
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 I open my heart, open my eyes.
Open my heart, open my eyes.
I let peace be my guide.
I let peace be my guide.
I am one with the Spirit of love.
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 Open my heart, open my eyes.
Open my heart, open my eyes.
I let love be my guide.
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 Good morning. And thank you, Kristen and Marcy, for leading us in our congregational music. And thank you, Kat. Are these flowers from you today? Who brought them? Pamela Sky, thank you. And I know this is usually our practitioner says thank you for the flowers, but I noticed we're celebrating women. Yeah. Because it's Women's History Month, so we're going to celebrate that. Thank you, Pamela Sky. All right, my name is Bridget McCann. My pronouns are she and her. I am the Senior Minister and Spiritual Director here at Portland Center for Spiritual Living. Thank you for getting up in the very dark morning. Yesterday I woke up and had my coffee in the bright sunshine, and today I was like, whoa, it's dark. But it's part of the change that is part of life, right? Which is what we're going to be talking about today. Thank you for being here. We can't do spiritual community without y'all, because if I were just here by myself, it wouldn't be much of a community. So thank you, including those who join us in our virtual community space. You are part of us. And thank you to all those people who listen to our podcast. You know, our podcast, I'm not sure how it happened. It happened way before I got here. I think Reverend Larry is responsible for that, getting our podcast somehow accepted by these private companies that provide pre-screened podcasts to those who are incarcerated. And somehow our podcast is on there, so I thank all the people who did that, our community ancestors who made that happen, because I know it makes a difference. I get the letters from the people who listen to that podcast, and they tell me what a difference you make in their lives, reminding them when they are in dark places and lonely places that they matter. All right? Yeah. So thank you for that. All right, I'm going to turn it over to our licensed prayer practitioner, Nadine Mahler, to get us started with some announcements, and then prayer and a brief moment of silence.
Thank you, Reverend Bridget. Hi, everybody. Hi. Good morning. Happy spring. My name is Nadine Muller. My pronouns are she and her. I serve as a licensed spiritual practitioner here, and it is my honor to be with you today. A very special welcome to anyone who may be with us for the first time in person or in our virtual community. If you're visiting us in person, there are welcome packets on the table in the back of the sanctuary, and this is what they look like. The same packet information is available for our global community on our website, cslportland.org, under the About Us menu tab. Both contain information about who we are, what we stand for, and how we might serve you. And if you like, you're welcome to ask questions of our spiritual director and senior minister, Reverend Bridget. And you can ask after the service or via email through a link on our website. You may also sign up for weekly emails that detail our events, register for classes, and even get a free gift on your birthday. So go to cslportland.org for all this information. And just a quick reminder to please silence your cell phones or other electronic devices if you haven't already done so, as I share today's announcements and we move into our service. So this week's virtual Wednesday meditation, and I hope I pronounce this correctly, Nancy, is titled The Brahma Viharas, Loving Kindness, Compassion, Joy for Others, and Equanimity. Say that 3 times fast. Facilitated by licensed practitioner Nancy Ashley. Please log on to our website for the Zoom link. And please join us on Friday, March 21st at 7 p.m. for the Spring Equinox Sacred Sound Service, presented in the PCSL Sanctuary and on Zoom. Practitioners Sean A.B. Larkin, Catherine Richer, and Oregon's First Lady of Blues, LaRonda Steele, will co-host. There will be handpan music, singing bowls, ancestral drumming, mantras, and more singing to celebrate the moment of balance that is the spring equinox and the rising of the light, both inner and outer. We have 2 educational offerings coming up in April. Both are certificated classes. The first class is titled Essential Earnest Homes. It's a 10-week virtual certificated class. And this is beginning on Tuesdays, April 1st through June 3rd. And it's co-facilitated by our own Reverend Marilyn Sprague and licensed practitioner Kate Barrett Emerita. The dream team. This certificated CSL class features all of Ernest Holmes' writings. And Ernest Holmes' love of people and his facility for seeing past their problems into the heart of their eternal being blends modern psychology with humankind's limitless ability to choose what to think and feel, and therefore make changes in their lives. So if you feel you need to make a change, this is an awesome class to take. The second class is titled Powering Your Decisions. It's an 8-week virtual certificated class, and this will be presented on Mondays beginning April 7th through May 26th from 6 to 9 p.m., and it will be facilitated by Reverend Marilyn Sprague, and I will be the teaching assistant. In this course, you will realize the power of letting go of thoughts that no longer serve you. This course offers practical exercises and hands-on self-assessments to strengthen your spiritual understanding of how to live spiritual principles and deepen your relationship with Spirit, God, and the divine nature of the universe. And if anyone has never taken a class, I know it sounds like a lot, they go so quickly and they are so awesome. I really recommend taking them. I've taken a number of these a number of times. And you know, if you have Reverend Marilyn and Kate Barrett teaching, you've got the dream team of the country. So I would definitely sign up. Today, licensed practitioners Donna Wallace and Sylvia Miller are serving on High Watch, holding a sacred container of consciousness in the sanctuary and for our virtual community. Thank you for your service. And today, our special music features Ken Brewer. Where's Ken? Oh, there he is. And our wonderful Friends Band. I didn't see you. Today's message, Shake Hands with the Ego, is by Reverend Bridget McCann. And again, our flowers are courtesy of Pamela Sky. So now I invite you to sit back and relax, because I know that somewhere between this beautiful community, the music, the meditation, and the message is exactly what your heart came to receive.
Let's all sit back and settle into our chairs and get ready for our silent meditation. It is not I, but the Spirit within, who does these things. I see before me. It is not I, but the Spirit within. Oh, glory to God. Oh, glory to God. It is not I, but the Spirit within, who does these things. I see before me. It is not I,
Oh, glory to God. It is not I, but the Spirit within, who does these things I see before me. It is not I, but the Spirit within. Oh, glory to God. Oh, glory to God.
God is all there is. It is the source, the creator, the infinite presence that surrounds and permeates all things. Within this divine vibration of love is perfect freedom and boundless joy. God is the very essence of liberation. It is the eternal state of bliss and joy that fills the universe. God's freedom flows through every expression of life, and joy is the natural vibration of spirit. I am one with this divine presence. The freedom of God flows through me, and I am free to express my truest self. I am in complete harmony with the joy that resides in every aspect of my being. There is no separation between me and the divine. As I align with spirit, I tap into this inherent freedom and boundless joy. I know that this is the truth for me, and I know that this is the truth for everyone, everywhere, in all situations. I affirm that freedom is our birthright. We are free from all limitations. We are free to live our lives fully, joyfully, and authentically. We are free to choose joy in every moment, regardless of external circumstances. Every decision is guided by the freedom of divine wisdom, and every action is infused with the joy of the divine. The joy of God is ever present within each being. It is our choice to allow it to manifest in every part of life. I give thanks for the divine expression of freedom and joy in our lives, and I rejoice in the knowledge that Spirit is always guiding and supporting all to live a life filled with liberation and bliss. And together we say, and so it is. So now please take a few moments to connect with that joy within.
Very honored to share a couple of original songs with you this morning. Sometimes you might get discouraged. You might think you've lost your way. Take a little time, take a look inside. Don't forget to pray. If you could only see what I see when I watch the things you do. So much grace and compassion. Here is what I wish for you. Remember who you are. You are a shining star. You are the one that God put here do the things you do. So remember who you are. You've already come so far. You are the light and the love of this world. So remember who you are. We're all here for a reason, though it might not always be clear. Love is the answer. Love is all there is. Spirit brought us here. So remember who you are. You are a shining star. You are the one that God put here to do the things you do. So remember are. You've already come so far. You are the light and the love of this world. So remember who you are. In all the world, there is no one like you. So remember who you are. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Ken. All right. The only constant in life is change. This statement is most often attributed to the philosopher Heraclitus, but we're not quite sure where it came from, but I guess I'm okay with giving him credit because it seems like it has a lot of truth in it. The only constant in life is change. From the instant we are born to the moment we die, we are in a constant state of change and flux, constant changes in our bodies, our thoughts, our minds, our belief systems, our friends, family, our careers, the place we call home, what's important to us, the seasons, the weather, the climate, our neighbors, neighborhoods, cities, all constantly changing. The state of the nation, the state of the world, constantly changing. Even the stars and planets in the night sky change a little bit every day and change a whole lot depending on where on the planet you are. It's all constantly changing. And there's a part of us who has as one of its primary functions is to screen all of these changes and resist the ones that seem scary. And that is the ego. We start developing our ego, or also known as our self-identity, when we are still just infants. We start figuring out, wait a minute, there's me and there's not me. I have my name, which is different than all of the other names. I am somehow separate from all these things around me. And it grows from, this is my name, to, these are my toys, don't touch them, they're mine. All right? And it grows into, look at me, look what I can do, Mom, right? And this is healthy. We need a self-identity. We need to know how we're unique and different from other people. And this process grows throughout our childhood and adolescence and teen years. This process of figuring out how we're different from other people, what makes us unique. We build this sense of self-identity based on our life experiences, the feedback we get from other people, and we start comparing ourselves to other people and even attaching labels to ourselves. That's part of our self-identity. I'm an athlete. I'm an artist. I'm not pretty. I'm not creative. I am really good at math. That was me in 5th grade. I'm really good at math, but I'm not very good at sitting still. I'm a people person. I'm a loner. People don't like me. People don't want to be my friends. These labels and identities we attach to ourselves. And to some extent, this is necessary because we need a sense of self-identity. We need to know what is me and not me in order to stay safe in the world. After all, it's probably a good thing to know that oncoming traffic is not me. And therefore, I should probably not step out into it. It keeps us safe. The problem is when this sense of me and not me, or this sense of separation becomes the belief in absolute separation, that I am separate from other human beings, from creation, from God, from life itself. This is when it becomes a problem. So we want to look today at the many roles that the ego plays in our lives, some which help us and some that don't. The first role I want to talk about is ego as protector. I've already alluded to that. One helpful job the ego has is to keep us safe, but sometimes it goes a little further and thinks that it has to keep us safe by keeping us in our comfort zone, even if the comfort zone isn't that good for us, at least it's familiar. It also tries to keep us safe by protecting the sense of who we are. Pema Chodron wrote, once we have the fixed idea, this is me, then we see everything as a threat or a promise, or something we couldn't care less about. Once we have a sense of what is me, self-identity, the ego's job is to screen all these potential changes to say, oh, well, that's promising. That affirms my self-identity. But this is a little scary because it might disrupt what I think it means to be me, right? Because it fears change, because change can be unpredictable. We might look at some changes as possibly, what does that mean to me? How's that going to change what it means to be me? How might that disrupt what I can expect from life for me? Is this change going to put me in a situation that is unfamiliar and I won't know what to do or how to react in that situation? The ego also seeks to protect us by, just like when we were children, getting us attention, right? Hey, look at me. The problem here is the more the self-identity identifies as small, the more grandiose our outward projection. The more we think we're unworthy, the more we try to convince everybody that we are. The problem is this kind of grandiose, over-the-top projection into the world is not our true selves. It's not from those things that truly make us unique and great. It's really just an outsized projection of our feared smallness. So it's fake. And everybody knows it's fake. They can see right through it. And it doesn't work. It falls apart. And we end up feeling even worse about ourselves, which becomes damaging self-fulfilling prophecy. A great example of this is Frasier. Is any other Frasier fans around? I think we have a few people who might not be old enough to know who Frasier is. But Frasier is a sitcom that ran for many years, and Frasier is a psychiatrist who's very good at analyzing everybody else's stuff, not so good at analyzing his own stuff. And for years, Frasier has one after the other failed dating relationships. Because every time he meets a new woman, he gets all excited and is like, oh, I had to do all these big, grand things to make this woman like me. I had to do all these over-the-top romantic gestures so she knows how great I am and she falls in love with me. And of course, it's all fake. It's not the real Frasier. The thing falls apart. First of all, that's exhausting if you're the recipient of that, right? So these relationships always fell apart. And in trying to protect himself from failure and being alone, he creates the very thing he's afraid of, being alone, because the relationship never works. The thing about this small ego is it's very good at using our powers to create our lives. It's very good at planting seeds of smallness into the creative medium of the universe, and we get back just what we planted, and we get back exactly what we believe ourselves to be. Ego is protector when the self-identity feels threatened, even if that self-identity is small. And this small ego can protect us to the point of keeping us stuck. It can protect us to the point of actually being more like a captor. It prefers what is familiar, even if what is familiar is not good for us. As Marianne Williamson put it, the ego is our pain, but it is what we know and we resist moving out of it. Right? It may be painful, but at least I know what to do with it. But here's the thing. There is in each of us a larger ego. That ego, that self-identity that is in touch with our true brilliance, our true individuality, those things that truly make us great, unique individuals, and at the same time knows it is not separate. A self-identity that knows I am this unique and I am part of something bigger, something grander, something powerful, and something good. This ego, this higher self-identity craves change because it knows that growth and evolution is necessary to reach its full potential. But very often, when this ego, when this larger ego and self-identity wants to express more of itself, the small ego says, Well, now wait just a minute. Didn't we try that before? And that didn't work out so great. Who do you think you are? You can't do that. You've never been good at that. Or, what's the point? It's not going to make any difference, so why bother? This small ego holds us back because it is afraid to try and fail, but it's also afraid to try and succeed because that means change, and I don't know exactly what that's going to look like. This dynamic between the higher ego wanting to express more of itself and the small ego keeping us stuck works in our individual lives, but it's also at work in our collective lives. In our collective life, it looks like part of us wanting to change and grow and evolve based in our oneness, that knows that we are one, wants to create change and evolution so we are more inclusive, so there's more equality and equity, so there's more belonging. And then a different part of the collective says, oh no, we're not going there. We are going to protect the comfortable status quo because it works for me. This looks like or expresses as putting some groups down to lift up other groups that I identify with. This expresses as suppressing the contributions of groups that are not me, such as women, LGBTQ, and people of color. This expresses as a false belief that strength comes from force instead of from collaboration and understanding. All of this is a fear that acknowledging the not me, the other, somehow diminishes the me or the us that I identify with. And not only does this keep those individuals stuck, unfortunately, it can keep all of us stuck. Ego is captor when self-identity wants a fuller expression but is afraid of change. So now the good news, it doesn't have to be this way. We don't have to stay stuck. We can convert ego as captor into ego as teacher. Carl Jung said, the first half of life is devoted to forming a healthy ego. The second half is going inward and letting go of it. We need to let go, and we can let go of the small ego that protects us to the point of holding us back. So, as Gandhi said, when the ego dies, the soul awakens. When the ego dies, when the small ego is released, the soul that knows its connection with all life can awaken. The key is to discern when the ego is serving us and when it is not. It serves us, or we can let it serve us, when we choose to learn from it, when we let it be our teacher. When we feel fear about change, we can choose to have a dialogue with it. We can go within and have a conversation with fear that sounds something like this. Well, hello, fear. I feel you. Tell me where you're coming from. What am I really afraid of? What am I trying to protect? What if that thing I'm afraid of isn't real? What if this change is actually good for me? Is this fear masking a sense of unworthiness? Once we've had a conversation with it and learned from it, then we can turn to spiritual principle. We've kind of learned the error of our thought, and we can turn to the truth of principle. we can learn and turn to that principle that is trying, is yearning to express its higher potential in us as individuals and in the collective. And while we're at it, we can be gentle with our small ego. We can be kind to it and say, thank you for teaching me. I know this is scary. I know this is unfamiliar territory. I know this is hard, but guess what? We can do this. I had a moment like this in the summer of 2020. Most of us remember what was happening in the summer of 2020. In the wake of the murder of George Floyd, the protest and the demands for racial justice and equality, and COVID lockdown at the same time. I lived alone, and so I was spending way too much time alone. I lived in central Denver at the time, and these protests were in my neighborhood. I agreed with the cause, I joined the protest, and at the same time, I was afraid. So finally, I did what I just said to do. I was like, I gotta figure out what this is about, because I agree with what's going on here. I agree with these demands for justice and equality and inclusion. So why am I afraid? So I had a conversation with myself. Much like all those questions I just stated, here's what I learned. I learned that while I supported the cause, I was afraid of losing my privilege. I was afraid that if the system all comes crumbling down, I'm going to lose something. And then I realized, wait a minute, that's okay. I am so committed to my principles. That's what's most important to me. I believe and stand by the principles of justice and inclusion and belonging and freedom, true freedom. That if that means that I have to lose something, that I have to be a little uncomfortable, that I have to experience some pain, then so be it. That's how much I believe in my principles. Shortly thereafter, my friend Reverend Jane Midgley, who at the time was with Albuquerque Center for Spiritual Living, invited me into the work she was doing there around diversity, equity, and inclusion, creating more beloved community. She invited me into that work, and I said yes. And I've been doing that work with Jane ever since. She is now a staff minister at Ahia CSL in Pasadena. And still, I work with her, mostly on Monday evenings, helping Ahia CSL build more beloved community. And here's what I know. I know commitment to these principles are what is wanting to express in this community, Portland Center for Spiritual Living. Many of you have shared this with me. What are we going to do? This is our principle. This is where we stand. We need to do something. So I know that this collective community is committed to the principle. And I know it will express. We don't know exactly how or what it's going to look like. We're still feeling our way through this. But I know this, that this community is yearning to express from its higher self-identity. I should say to continue to express from that higher self-identity. So we will do the hard work of figuring out what that means for us. Ego as teacher requires courageous, honest self-reflection. It requires regular spiritual practice so we can go to that safe inner space and do that self-reflection work. So we can go to that inner wisdom and discern, what does this mean for me? What is wanting to express? Where are we going with this? And it requires standing by our principles. We don't need to be afraid of change. We know change is necessary for our growth and evolution, for ourselves as individuals and in the collective. Because as Benjamin Franklin said years and years ago, when you are finished changing, well, you're finished. Right? We are not finished. We are not finished as individuals or in the collective. So let's shake hands with the ego. Let's befriend it. Let it be our teacher. So each one of us can express more of our full potential. And so together we can express more of our collective potential. All right. It's coming. It's coming. It's already there in the ethers. We're just letting it come through. All right. So let's pray. I invite our practitioners and ministers to stand with us in prayer, whether they're in this sanctuary or whether they join us in our virtual space. I invite you to stand with me in knowing that deeply we are one. One. We are so one that affects all of us. We are so one that we know to stand by our principle means we stand for all. We are so deeply one that we must do this work together. We are so deeply one that my own potential feeds the higher potential, and the higher collective potential feeds us all. We are committed. We stand in principle. We do not let the small ego be our captor. We do not let the small ego hold us back. We are so deeply one, we rise together. No staying in the comfortable status quo, and no going backwards. Only forward, only upward. That arc of justice always bends, that arc of history always bends towards justice. And for that we stand. I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for this community. I'm grateful for that higher self yearning to come through, and we let it. And so it is. And now is the time when we share our financial gifts. Those gifts that help create this safe space for so many. Those gifts that allow us to be inclusive, including of those who, we have community members across every time zone in the United States. From the East Coast all the way to Hawaii. Hello, Georgia and Hawaii, and everywhere in between. Your gifts make this possible. It makes our music ministry possible. It makes our education ministry possible. It makes us able to have tech team and a video team. It makes whatever is yearning to come through, it makes that possible. So thank you for all your gifts. In a moment, our ushers will come forward to collect our gifts. If you like, there are envelopes and seat backs that you can use. And of course, you can always make a gift at cslportland.org and just click on the Donate tab. And we invite our virtual community members into the sacred practice of giving as well. And thank you for your gifts. So now, if our ushers will please come forward, let us accept and bless our offering together as call and response. I bless these sacred gifts.
I bless these sacred gifts.
Given graciously with love.
Given graciously with love.
These gifts bless, heal, and prosper all that they touch.
These gifts bless, heal, and prosper all that they touch.
In giving, I'm grateful to be richly.
In giving, I am grateful to be richly,
Lavishly.
lavishly,
And abundantly blessed.
and abundantly blessed.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Bridget. I love that phrase, expressing our mute. I love it. Now I'm looking at my own there, trying to remember that. Collective potential. Collective potential.
Collective potential.
Okay.
Yes, collective potential.
And what I especially love about it at the moment is I think it might fit with this song a little bit. It's called "You've Got to Use What You've Got."
That's right. Sometimes it works out that way, Ken.
It does. It does. It's not my fault when it works out that way, I promise. So I realized recently, actually looking at the website and reminding myself what the talk would be about today, I was reminded that I've been here about 20 years at this point. And you know, singing occasionally and playing guitar and piano. About 10 years into that, I started to feel enough about what was going on. I thought, I could maybe write a song or two that would fit here. And this might be about the first one of those that I did, because this was written about 10 years ago. You gotta use what you got. You know you got a lot. The power of the universe is there for you. No one's gonna stop you if you follow through. Keep on keeping on, and love will light the way. You got to use what you got. If someone tells you you're not good enough, say, I can't hear you. They tell you you can't do it, tell them, yes, I can. Listen to your heart, keep your eyes on the dream. Happiness is all part of the plan, and you got to use what you got. You know you've got a lot. Power of the universe is there for you. No one's gonna stop you if you follow through. Keep on keeping on, love will light the way. You got to use what you got. If someone says it can't be done, tell them, yes it can. They say you're not the one, tell them, yes I am. Know that there is no one that is quite like you. No one else can do the thing you do. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. It's not just an oncoming train. Life has so much in store for you. Sometimes you gotta move on through the pain. You gotta use what you got. You know you've got a lot. Power of the universe is there for you. No one's gonna stop you if you follow through. what you got.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you.
Yeah, the song is 10 years old, and I'm still trying to figure out where those lyrics are. What's next? What's next?
Well, you use what you got. I'll use what I got. And this will all work out just fine. All right. If you're going through any kind of challenge right now, or if you want to celebrate something wonderful happening in your life, our prayer partners will be here in front of the platform at the end of our service to have a short affirmative prayer with you. If you're joining us in our virtual space, there's a prayer room, a Zoom prayer room for you as well. The link is in the chat. You can click on that link. It will take you to the Zoom room where you'll be greeted by a host and then put in a private breakout room with a practitioner for prayer. That room will stay open as long as necessary to meet all the need. And of course, any of us can fill out a prayer request online at cslportland.org. And there's also prayer request cards in the back of the sanctuary. You can fill those out, slip them in the box there. And all prayer requests are forwarded to our prayer team, which is made up of our practitioners and our ministers. And it is our great honor to pray for you throughout the week. Now I invite you to stand as you are able for our benediction. Something wonderful is flowing through me right now.
Something wonderful is flowing through me right now.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called life.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my body.
And life is in my affairs.
And life is in my affairs.
I think it.
I think it.
I believe it.
I believe it.
I accept it.
I accept it.
I am it.
I am it.
Just the way that I am.
Just the way that I am.
And just the way I am not.
And just the way I am not.
So know with me that if any time during the week you feel lonely, discouraged, you can go within. Go to that place where the divine lives in every heart and know that you are not forgotten, that you matter and you are loved always, no matter what. And so it is.
And so it is.
All right, let's join in our final congregational song. And I think I stole Kristen's line.
Right. This isn't working anyway. Okay, all good is our closing song. All good, holy, holy. All good, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart, in my soul. Let me know
We hope you enjoyed today's podcast. If you happen to be in the Portland, Oregon area, we'd love to have you visit in person. The Portland Center for Spiritual Living is located at 6211 Northeast Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Our inspirational service is at 11 a.m. every Sunday. We also have many programs, classes, and workshops developed just for our online audience. To find out more, go to our website at cslportland.org and look under the Online tab. We have a variety of content dedicated specifically for our podcast listeners. Our mission is to open hearts, ignite minds, and make a difference. If you'd like to support our center and its podcasts, you can donate online at cslportland.org/donate. Our website is also the place to learn more about what's going on at the center or to contact us. Allow us to become part of your extended spiritual community. Wherever you are in your spiritual journey, you are most welcome at the Center for Spiritual Living.